please leave them in the chat box. So that way, at the end of this presentation, we can go through those questions. I do want to make sure we have time for Emma because she is fabulous and has tons of information for you. I am originally from the East Coast, so I tend to sometimes talk a little fast. I've been working for the last 11 years to slow down my pace, so I'll see what I can do. And like I said, if you have any questions, just leave them in that chat box. So let's get right to it. There are really 3 vital videos and types of videos that you should be producing that's going to be attracting those California buyers. And you know, some people might just be wondering, well, why video out of any other medium? And that's just because of really primarily these 3 statistics are the main ones for you as a realtor on why you're going to want to create videos. You know, 1,200% more shares than text and images combined. When you take the effort to make a video, you want it to be seen, and it's beautiful when it can be shared, because then you're having people really market for you and push it out for you. 64% of consumers will make a purchase after watching branded social media videos. And so that means that you need to make sure you put your brand out there in the front in a video form, so that way people remember you. Most of the time when a sale is made, there's actually statistics that you need between 9 to 60 touch points. And touch points could be seeing a picture, it could be seeing a video, it could be seeing another video. And so you want to make sure that you're staying in front of people, and those videos are going to really motivate people to become purchasers, to become your clients. And then video drives 157% increase in organic traffic from search engine result pages. Meaning when someone is on Google and they are searching for you know, affordable housing, or you know, if they're searching for something, you know, in Arizona or comparable places to California, you then want, through search engine optimization, which we will be talking about things you need to add into your videos for search engine optimization, that we want to have that organic traffic, that we want to have the best potential even before doing paid ads to get seen, to get found, and to get people to become your clients. All right, so number 1 types of video that you should be doing are search matter expert videos. And these are just little GIF images that for some reason aren't repeating, but basically there could be several different types of search matter expert videos. That first one on the upper left-hand corner, that is a realtor who likes to go around to local places, this was of course pre-COVID, to then talk about restaurants. When people move to an area, they want to really be familiar with the area and be excited for the area that they're going to be living in. And so highlighting places like local restaurants, parks, anything recreational is really going to help someone feel comfortable and excited about moving to the area. And so think about, what are some of those amenities within, you know, your area of expertise, whether it be Scottsdale or North Phoenix, that you absolutely love? What are some of those areas that you love to visit that you would want to share in video, so as people are researching the area, they can learn more about it? This video on the bottom here is actually a market update. So that's a very different looking market update than just having your normal numbers and charts and things. They were actually talking about the market update while tying into the fact that in other places in the country, the weather is going to be terrible. And for California, they love their weather, but we have it too. Sure, our summers are kind of hot, but there are ways to get around it, where you can talk about what are the best day spas, where are the best pools and water park activities. And so make your market updates unique to you. You want to make sure that you have your own personal branded touch to those videos, rather than just hashing out the same content that everyone has. And then that top right example was actually a realtor doing a little overview on the Gilbert area, because she loves the Gilbert area. And so that's something else that you can do. And the key with this is to keep your videos interesting and to keep them shorter. And so the shorter they are, the more likely they're actually going to be shared, because people do have short attention spans. On Facebook, you will see that it will recommend for people to post 3-minute or longer videos. And that's more so once the video has reached 3 minutes, that Facebook is going to add ads in between your videos. So really, when it comes to length, always think about who is your target audience and what is their attention span. And we have been finding still that the average retention span is still about a minute. Testimonials are the second type of videos you absolutely need to be doing. Third-party validation is key. There would not be sites like Yelp if we did not care what other people's experiences were. And so you need to get testimonials to be that third-party validation. And so when you're getting these testimonials, these are the various questions that you should be asking your clients. And make sure that they ask or restate the question within the answer. And so that first one, who are they and what's their business? That's really only poignant if you have a business owner that wants to be able to market themselves as a favor of doing this testimonial for you. But really, as you see, we want to build a story. Who are they? How did the relationship start? What was the process of the business transaction? Was it easy? How did they feel during the process? And were they happy with the results and why? Have they tried a similar product or service? Was this their second time trying to buy a home? And was your experience with them way better than before? And really, if they only have time to answer one question, you need to have them answer number 7. It is the most important question. And that's, would you recommend the same service or products to people you know, and why? And you want to make sure that they restate your name in that answer. So it could be, I highly recommend you work with Nancy Pearson because she is dedicated to her realtors and she's going to do everything and anything possible to help you be successful. And so as you heard in that answer, I said the words recommend, I said the person's name and whom I'm recommending. That alone could be a standalone testimonial video. And then lastly, kind of more obvious, is you need to do listing videos. If a picture is worth 1,000 words, video is worth thousands of dollars. People get such a better idea of what the area is like and what the home is like by having a listing video. And there's various different ways you can do your listing video. It could be a series of slideshow photos, but really having more motion in the video is going to give someone more emotion and feeling towards the home. And so listing videos are key. And whenever you do that, you'll want to have 2 different types. You'll want to have a branded one for your social media, as well as a non-branded one that you can then add to your MLS. And so whenever you have created a video, you basically need to look at the distribution roadmap of how and where you're going to be posting this video. When you follow the red card down the first road, you see that you go to YouTube. YouTube is the #2 used search engine right next to Google, and Google has owned YouTube since 2008. And so whenever someone is searching in Google, there's a high potential that YouTube videos are going to populate in that search box. And so YouTube's very crucial, and that's why I put it first there. And then if the car were to make a left and then another left, you'll see then that there is Facebook. And so Facebook, you always need to directly upload to Facebook. Facebook and YouTube are in competition. They hate each other. And so you never, ever, ever want to share a YouTube link on your Facebook. And then if we keep on going down the end of the road, there's also Instagram. And so Instagram is owned by Facebook, so they are friendly together. And that is where you can post it to regular Instagram if the video is 1 minute or less, or you can utilize Instagram TV. That's going to be for any video that is more than 1 minute, and it can be up to 1 hour. And so Instagram TV, it could show a preview on regular Instagram, and then the whole video can be watched on Instagram TV. And so this one slide right here is really handy to have whenever you do have a video, to just kind of follow along and make sure that you're uploading the videos in the correct way on the various platforms. And I'm not saying you have to post to every single platform. You want to post where your audience is going to be. And although we're talking about an audience of California buyers is still a very broad topic. Are we talking about California buyers who are families with, children that are looking for quality places with good schooling systems? Well, then we're probably talking more to actually the mothers, since they tend to make a lot of those decisions for the family. And that's where you would, in addition to YouTube and Facebook, might want to consider Pinterest, because Pinterest is a 35 and up woman-dominated graphic. And so that's where Pinterest would be really great. Although you might be looking at other California buyers that are just looking for a second home. Maybe they're looking for a winter home, and maybe they just want to keep their condo still in California. Then you might want to consider also adding LinkedIn. LinkedIn is going to be a more affluent audience. And so really think about, beyond just California buyers, what type of California buyers are you really trying to connect to? What is their age? What is their, schooling level? What is their economic level? Do they have a family or not? Really come up with that avatar, and then that's going to help you really save your time and be more strategic on which platforms you should be posting to. And so, as I said before, YouTube is definitely one that you need to have as one of the platforms. And so whenever you're uploading a video to YouTube, there's actually 9 steps that you need to do to every video to have it be considered search engine optimized. And remember, search engine optimized means it has the highest potential to get organically found when someone is searching for a question on a search engine like Google. And so number 1 is a title. This title needs to be a keyword-rich title with up to 70 characters. It's found that 70 characters out of the 100 that you're allowed to have in the title is the ideal number for search engine optimization. Whenever you are looking on the YouTube page, only the first 30 characters are actually going to be seen in the little preview box, and the full title will be seen once they click on the video. And so within those 70 characters, you want the first 30 characters to really be something that is going to be eye-catching to the person looking for an answer. So you want to make sure that you're answering the question, or that you're stating that you're going to be answering a question within those first 30 characters. And then the last 40 characters, you can really use more for that search engine optimization purposes. Try to put how-to in the title. How-to is the #1 used search phrase. And so if you can say, how to, live a luxury lifestyle with a medium income. That's something, within there, that how-to that people could be searching for. Within the description, you actually need 2,000 characters out of the 5,000 you're allotted. And within the description and these 2,000 characters, you want to write it in a 4-part format. Number 1 should be literally 1 to 2 sentences that is an explanation about what the video is about, as well as a call to action to connect with you. So many times I recommend to reiterate the title in that first paragraph, in that first sentence. And so it could say, how to live a luxury lifestyle on a medium income. Click here for more information. And then it could link back to your website to perhaps a buyer's page. And so whenever you're adding a link to a site, it needs to be the full http:// full URL. Without it being the full URL, it's not going to be clickable. And so if it's a really long URL, you might want to consider getting a bit.ly link, so it's a lot shorter. Part 2 of your description is going to be where you add hashtags. And so those are literally the pound and then phrases. And then you'll want to then add a full description or transcription, if you wrote a script, of the actual video. Part 3 of your description writing is going to be a general explanation of your business and what you do. And then part 4 is going to be a stay connected section, where you provide more links to your website and links to your social media sites. Tags are not hashtags. Those are keyword tags that you want to get found for. And some of those tags need to be your name. When people learn about you, they want to research you. They want to see who you are. And so you want to have your videos populate. You want to have a custom thumbnail. Never allow a thumbnail where it's just you in a mid-expression as you're talking. You always want to make sure that you're smiling, but then there's a text graphic, because The two reasons why people click on a video is because the thumbnail looks interesting and is going to answer their question, and the title says it's going to answer their question. And so by having a face and text, that's the best combination for a thumbnail, because people like to connect with people and they like to know their questions are going to be answered. We also have end screens. End screens are elements that are at the end of a video that are going to encourage viewers to watch more videos and subscribe to your channels. There's cards. Cards are mobile-friendly features you can add throughout the video to help people stay in the right track. And what I mean by that is, we talked about retention spans, and the average retention span being about a minute. If you have a topic that's 10 minutes long, however, it could be broken up into 10 one-minute videos. Well, then you'd want to create a series, and through cards, you can help people make sure that they are being in the right video of the series. So if they're on video 2, you could have a little message saying, watch video 1 again. They could click on that and easily watch video 1. Correcting transcriptions, that is the actual closed captions that you see. You always want to make sure that those are fully corrected, because not only is it important for hard of hearing or for people who like to watch and read the closed captions, it's going to be important for Google, who actually reads those closed captions for search engine results. We also want to put all of our videos into playlists. Whenever a video is in a playlist, like Why to Love Living in Arizona playlist, if someone watches one video, then they're more likely to just keep watching the next, and then the next, and then the next video, because they'll go, oh, it's just a minute long, I have another minute. And you'll see that they'll eventually end up watching like 10 minutes of content. And then a location tag, especially if it's a restaurant or if it's a listing video, you need to make sure that you put that location tag on there, because then it's going to be hyperlinked where people could click on it and then see the Google results for that location. Facebook optimization. So there's a few less steps, but it's still very important that you do all these steps. The title does not need to be anything extreme like 70 characters. It just needs to be a title that, we can remember what the video is going to be about. The description, also much shorter. It's the post. What post do you want to have on there? Make sure you're adding your hashtags. Tags, once again, you don't need 500, you need about 10. What are going to be those 10 quality tags, which could be location tags, that you want to add to this video? Custom thumbnails, still important to have. And then really for Facebook, this last step is probably one of the more important. It's the transcription, because 80% of people on Facebook and on LinkedIn actually watch videos on silent first and then choose to click on the video to watch it and hear it. And so it's important to have closed captions, so as they're scrolling on the wall, they can read along a little bit and then choose to click on the video. And so you could actually download transcriptions from YouTube, but you would just have to rename the title to be caption.en_us.srt. Facebook needs that additional extension at the end to recognize that it is an English translation for this caption. If you don't want to use YouTube, you can also get captions created for you at rev.com. That's rev.com. It's $1.25 per minute. And they give you those closed captions within 24 hours. I would say on average is closer to 8 hours. And so that was really quick. I know we actually have had courses in the past where we go through and actually show all the optimization steps, but this was to give you a taste of the various optimizations that you need to do on your videos, as well as the videos that you should be doing to attract those California buyers. We have a couple of minutes before we're gonna go to Emma, and so we'll answer any questions that may have came through the chat. Let me just pop up the chat.
Taylor, I can tell you one right off the top. Could you go through the end screens and cards one more time, a little bit in detail? This particular person would like to hear it, and I'm sure everybody else would.
Yes, of course, no problem. And honestly, what I think is going to be easier is for me to actually share my screen on the computer so I can really show what it looks like. So here's a video. This isn't a realtor video. This is a video that we post. We post new videos every Friday at 5 p.m. Arizona time. And so basically, end screens, it's elements that are going to be in the last 20 seconds of your video. And right here, you can see video most recent upload. you are always required in an end screen to link to another video type. And the options are most recent upload, which I would recommend that if you're uploading videos on a weekly basis, because you want people to stay on your most recent content. If you're not regularly posting, then you're going to want to choose what's best for viewer. And that's when YouTube will select a video from your channel to best suit the viewer based on their search results. So that's a really good button to click if you're really not sure what to do. Or if you know what to do, for example, your videos are in a series, then you're going to want to select a specific video to share and show that people should be watching next. I also have on here an end screen to subscribe to our Financial Potion channel, as well as to visit our website. Now, I didn't mention visiting your website when I talked about this because there are certain thresholds you need to meet within YouTube to be eligible to add a link to your website. And so that is something that eventually you'll be able to do, but not when you're first getting started. You definitely have to put some work into YouTube before you're gonna have the opportunity to do that. And then there's also the cards. And so cards, once again, they're icons that can be popped in throughout your video. And for these, I did 2 cards to websites because our account does have the ability to link to various websites. In here, I was talking about, having virtual backgrounds for Zoom. And so I linked back to an equipment piece that we recommend. But in here, you can see that you can add a link to a video or playlist. You can promote another channel, which I would not recommend doing unless you're directly affiliated with that channel. Polls are no longer supported, so don't worry about that. And then you can link to that approved website. So really for you, it'd be utilizing those video cards that if this was video 2 within the series, within the first 10 to 15 seconds, I would then add a video card to then link to a video to let them know, hey, watch video 1 since you're on video 2.
Taylor, someone would like to know if you do this for them. And of course you do. So you want to talk about that?
Sure, yes, of course. If you want more in-depth training, we do provide training services for, we use Zoom in order to do the training. And then we also do provide YouTube management. And so we can have a conversation about that, but just to let you know our pricing, it's $80 an hour for the training, or it's $30 for any video 1 minute or less, an additional $10 for any minute after that. Or if you're gonna be super active, $500 for unlimited lengths of unlimited uploads. And that's really a good deal, especially for some people who like to do the interview videos that can get up to 10 minutes.
And Taylor, of course, you do the videos as well. You do professional videos.
Yes, we do. And so all those video examples that you saw throughout the PowerPoint, those are videos that we do and we have done. And so we can help you from thought to distribution, creating the videos in order to attract those California buyers and then get them correctly optimized on the various platforms.
And then you work with a drone. Oh, wait. Yep. Someone was just complimenting you.
Yes, Miss Lorraine, I see you on there. Hello. Yes, we did assist them with a listing video. Lorraine actually took a full course with me previously, and so she's very good at doing some videos on her own, but they had a gorgeous place on a golf course, which you can really only capture the essence of a beauty of a golf course property by having a drone. And so we are FAA certified. We actually just renewed our license only like 6 months ago. So we're good for another 1.5 years before we have to renew the license again. And yeah.
And then I'm going to reiterate that, yes, the slides from the presentations will be shared. Thank you to our presenters. And this is being recorded too, and I'll share the recording. Before we move on to our next speaker, I'm going to give you another 30 seconds to pop something in, or you certainly can unmute yourself and chime in with a question for Taylor before we move on to the second part.
Well, I see here that might be more of a question for you, Nancy, since I know you were doing some of those statistics. What are the demographics, age, income, education level of the people moving to AZ from California? Did you see any of that information when you were looking at your...
I did address that earlier on while you were speaking. I have seen that when I was doing the research, so I'll put that together like in a good looking presentation slide and send that off when we send everything else off too. So I'll get that taken care of because I did run across that. I just wanted
that's
you
going to be
to
important.
talk more than me. So but we'll get that taken care of. Anything else? Oh, we got some compliments for you, Taylor. Yay.
Well, thank you all. Appreciate it.
Yeah, Taylor is great. Like I said at the beginning, in case you came into the call late, worked with her for going on like 5-6 years. Lots of the realtor clientele have worked with Taylor, so big time recommendation for Taylor Wellman and her company. And thank you for doing the presentation, Taylor. So waiting in the wings patiently was the awesome Emma Totten. And Emma is the founder and CEO of Remodel Social. Remodel Social is a savvy social media marketing and solutions for real estate professionals. They do automated Facebook postings for Arizona real estate. Again, I've known Emma now for a little bit and have recommended her to a lot of my real estate clients. She does an awesome job. And I'm going to let her share screen and start her part of the presentation. So welcome, Emma.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Nancy. Okay, let me see if I can get my screen shared right here. Okay, hopefully everyone can see that. Okay. So as Nancy mentioned, my name is Emma, and I'm super happy to be here to talk to you guys today. I'm one of the co-founders of a service called Remodel Social, which you might have heard of. We even have some of our clients I saw were in the audience today, so shout out to you guys. And we also have a partnership with Equity Title where we offer 10% off of our services. So I'll talk a little bit more about what we offer as I go through these slides, but for now, let's just get into this. So as you know, we are going to be talking about how you can target the influx of California buyers using Facebook. And I'm going to be talking mostly about organic ways to do that, which basically means you don't have to spend money or put aside money for ad spend. But I will briefly touch on some rules to keep in mind when you are dabbling in the world of Facebook ads. So since you signed up for this class, I'm not going to lecture you guys on the importance of having an active Facebook business page, but it is good to remember that Facebook is the biggest social media platform out there, and it's key to being searchable online. Since it's such a large site, it's already very credible in the eyes of search engines, and maintaining an active presence is going to draw your page closer and closer to the top of search results. So at this point, it's 2020, we know that people are Googling us, so it's very important that they find what you want them to find and not anything else. So these are just some of the general things to keep in mind when you're setting up your page and trying to make it ultra searchable. So first of all, you want to make sure that you have your full name in your page name, because when someone is searching you, they're typically going to type your first and last name, and especially if you have a common first and last name, they're going to type keywords like real estate or Arizona or something like that. So having your full name in your page name is super important. If you are wondering what your page name is, it's those black words right underneath your profile picture on your business page. And if anyone needs more specific help, you can always book a time with me and we can go over this kind of stuff. The other thing to check is that you want to make sure you're in the right page category. So when you go to your About section, you'll see at the very bottom the category your page is classified as. It's usually something you picked when you first set up the page, so this can be a little wonky for some people. Yeah, so you want to go in there and check. You want to ideally be under the real estate agent category. You can pick up to 3, so if you wanted to add other ones, there's also real estate service, real estate company. If you wanted to add any of those other ones, you certainly can, but please just make sure that you at least have real estate agent category. And then the next thing to check is your call to action button. That's the blue button that shows up under the cover photo on your page, and we always recommend that agents set that button to say call now, so that if anyone is searching for you, finds your page, that way they're able to just click that button and get a hold of you right away. And then the other thing to keep in mind is just keywords. So we know that Facebook and Google are indexing your About section and your story. I mean, mostly your entire page, but specifically your About section and story are weighted very heavily. So you need to try to have both local and niche keywords in these sections. So you can try to include things like Arizona, real estate, and even name drop some of the specific communities that you work in. so that you can target those niches. So how does this apply to being searchable for California buyers? So the basic rules of searchability and having an active page still apply, but let's go a little more in depth on how you can target these people. So basically, we have to think about what's different to an out-of-state buyer than to someone local. Chances are they probably know at least one person they trust in Arizona and will still be looking for a referral from an agent, We also know that many out-of-state buyers come as referrals from relocation specialists. So basically, they're going to get a name, hopefully yours, and when they Google it, you want them to be able to find you and quickly establish that you have the traits they're looking for in an agent. So the way to stand out here is to make sure that your online presence makes it very obvious that you understand the process that they're going for and the struggles that they're going to have. So you want them to understand that buying in a new state is stressful, you get that, and that you understand you're going to need to give them more guidance on areas and neighborhoods, and that they really need an agent who can think through their needs and identify the perfect home for them. So also we have some agents that come to us with relocation trainings or certifications that they've completed. All of that is super important to include as well. So if you have any of that, make sure that comes across in your profile as well. And then another thing to keep in mind, kind of like Taylor was talking about, you always want to promote why it's really great to live in Arizona. And obviously moving out of state always starts as a seed of an idea. So if someone is considering an Arizona move and starts following your Facebook page, you need to make sure your content is constantly affirming this decision. So posting cost of living comparisons, beautiful homes available in your target communities, and just general perks of living in Arizona. All of those things are going to make people more confident about their decision to make the move. And you can also help educate them on the process, mentioning points like how to identify those earnest money scams, and then also why they shouldn't just use the listing agent of the house that they're interested in buying. So kind of just those common pitfalls that you don't want them to fall into. And then finally, talk about keywords one more time. If an out-of-state lead gets your name and Googles you, you want them to be able to see that you're experienced in helping out-of-state buyers. So remember that when you're loading keywords into your profile, you can include things like California or even specific cities in California. You can include things like that you're a relocation specialist, that you've helped a lot of out-of-state buyers, and those kind of things that are just going to make them more confident in your skills in this specific area. Is there any questions? I know that's like a lot of information. Is there anything in the chat yet?
Yes. So the name, this is from Lorraine. The
Okay.
name I have on our Facebook page as our real estate business name, should we add our names as well? So she's got the real estate business name on her Facebook page, wondering if she should add their names as well.
So I'm guessing she means they have like kind of like a brokerage page or like a team page. So generally, if you have a team page, you want just the name of the team in the page name, but we always recommend that each individual agent also has their own Facebook business page. So you want to have your full name in your own Facebook business page, but then when you have your team name, it's fine to just have the full team name because that's what you're going to be going for in terms of searchability.
Obviously.
Okay, thanks, Emma. And there's another one. It says, I see some posts with 5 lines of keywords below the posts. Speak again about how many versus looking absurd.
Yeah, so there's a lot of different thoughts and a lot of different information out there on hashtags and posts, keywords and posts. I don't like to load posts full of keywords. I do think it looks spammy and it's really not ideal. It's really best to just write a quality post, right? If you write a quality post that has a caption that calls out out-of-state buyers, that calls out living in Arizona is great, those are going to be indexed just as much as those hashtags are. You know, it's not Instagram, so it's not trolling for all these hashtags. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend loading up hashtags or, you know, just writing random keywords into your posts. It's really just about, you still want to sound like a person, right? So you want to have in your about section and your story just a narrative of, you know, this is who I am, this is who I help, these are the certifications I have. And yeah, just have keywords in those sections, and don't worry too much when you're posting day to day about, oh, I need to include 10 keywords or anything like that. Just make sure you have a constant stream of good information going out.
And then Emma, can you go over the call button again?
Yeah, the call to action button. So
Mhm.
that is going to be the little blue button right underneath your cover photo. And when you first configure it, it's going to give you a drop-down list of options. And so the one that you click is, I think it says contact us, and then it should give you a call now. And then it'll have you fill out your phone number, and then that'll be all set up.
I'll be at the clubhouse in about 3 minutes.
And then Emma, do you want to share screens, or can you share screen and show any examples of what you've worked on for realtor clients? Would that be possible?
So I have an example profile set up. I don't have it right up on my screen right now, but we have time. If we have time at the end, I could go through that, or I can just send it in the follow-up if that's easier.
Okay. If you want to send it in the follow-up, that's fine.
Okay.
Let me just mute somebody who I could hear in the background.
Okay.
Let's see, what else we got? Keywords or hashtags. Is there an app to find the best or most used per the subject of the post? Is there an app?
There is a few resources for different keyword type of things. I don't typically use those just because I think it's more helpful to just kind of think through, what those people might be searching and how you can apply that to your content. Any of those, keyword generators, or there's like a thing called Hashtagify that kind of gives you relevant and related hashtags. You can do some of that, but I think it's easiest, and it's probably the best if you just can think through in your mind how people will be searching, and that way your posts will come across more human and more searchable just in general, and that way you don't have to worry about spamming stuff full of keywords.
And to add to that, though, for YouTube, there is an extension called TubeBuddy, TubeBuddy.com. There's different levels. There's a free account, and then you can also purchase for other accounts. And one of the tools, there's several tools in TubeBuddy. I actually really like it. One of the tools is a keyword tag suggestion. Under the free account, it will give you 3 suggestions, but what you can also do is you can click on a keyword, and then you can see how it rates, basically. It'll let you know whether it is too broad or maybe too narrow, or if it's just right in the green of a good tag. And so for YouTube, at least, when trying to figure out what tags, what keywords to add to your video, you might want to consider using TubeBuddy if you're just really not sure what to add.
Yeah, that's a great resource.
TubeBuddy, right?
Yep, TubeBuddy.
Cool.
And so, like I said, there's various different levels. I think probably 95% of my clients use the free level. There are some people who do purchase the next level up, which I want to say is like a minimal, like $9 a month. And it gives you a lot more features, and it gives you a lot more suggestions for your keywords.
Okay. So once again, as I'm giving a little bit more time for people to pop something in the chat. Okay, there's something already. Best time to post, ladies. That probably comes up a lot, right? Best time to post?
Yeah, so for Facebook, we always recommend aiming for lunchtimes. That's like around when people are losing focus, so it's great to capitalize on that time. If you post anytime between, we say around 11:30 to 1:30, those are pretty good times for engagement.
Agreed. I have found that either in the morning, so about 8 o'clock before people would get into work mode, when they're just maybe laying around, just trying to look at stuff on social media, lunch hours, and then also, after dinner time, when people might just be once again kind of online. And you want to think about now, okay, we're in Mountain Standard Time right now, or we're in Pacific Standard Time, but sometimes we're in Mountain Standard Time. And so if you're really trying to market to the California buyers, always keep in mind their time zone when selecting when to post your videos or your, images or whatever the content might be, and then look at your analytics. That's always my answer. There is no cut and dry 11 o'clock every day is the time. No, it really is going to depend upon who is actually your audience. And so utilize, the best practices suggestion of the lunch hour, early morning, evening, and do some tests of your own, and then look at your analytics. See when you actually did have the most engagement.
And Emma, you probably can see this one too, but question, if my name in my Facebook page is followed by a dash and my tagline, will people have to put the entire thing in a search, or can they find me with just my name?
Yeah, they should still be able to find you with just your name. Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay. All right. If you guys don't want to use the chat, oops, well, people just keep popping in. Awesome. Okay, here comes another one. How about luxury market? Any tips for the 1%?
So actually, Nancy, I actually have like quite a bit left. I don't know if we want to save some of these for the Q&A section.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
Yes, you should have interrupted me earlier. You can go for the rest of your presentation.
Okay, yeah. So we can definitely get back to all of those. I just know some people are going to be tight on this 10 a.m. deadline, so I don't want to lose anybody.
Yes, definitely.
So yeah, so next we will be looking at how you can apply the California logic to your listing posts on Facebook. So I have this example in a little guide that I'm going to send out afterwards, so you don't need to worry too much about scribbling all this down. But basically, it's the same concept. If you want to generate interest among California buyers when you're writing your listing posts, it's good to think about why Arizona is appealing to them. And so generally, we see two main reasons for relocation that is cited by those buyers. It's kind of what Nancy was talking about with the cost of living, traffic congestion. I think taxes is a good point too. There's like quite a few of those that you might want to mention in your listing posts. And so, yeah, just mentioning these things and also highlighting beds, baths, square footage on every post so that they can kind of compare those in their minds to, okay, this is what it costs in Arizona and this is what it costs where I live. I think those are pretty powerful points as well. And in terms of targeting a specific area of buyers, so this is all I'm going to talk about in this presentation for ads. If you have any specific questions for ads, we can go into that in a one-on-one setting. It just would be a lot of information for this, but running ads basically means that your posts are going to reach a wider audience. So the most important thing to remember is that you need to toggle on the special ad category for housing so that your ads aren't going to get instantly denied. This is the #1 mistake that we see our agents make, and people come to us with this issue all the time, and literally just toggling it on will sometimes be enough to get it to run. But when you toggle that on, it's going to drop down and you can pick housing. And the nice thing is that once you have this on, it's going to lock some of the targeting features so that it's harder for you to make mistakes. So this is what it's going to look like. Basically, you can see once you toggle it on at the top, and choose housing, it's going to tell you audience adjusted to follow policies. So that means it's already locked a bunch of interests and a couple of other things so that it's harder for you to mess it up from here, but you still can. So you have to be careful that you're not targeting by age or by gender. So you just need to have them set as I have them in this screenshot. And then when you're doing location targeting, you just have to make sure that you go at least 15 miles out from any point that you're trying to target. And so the other thing that we talk about is just the other way that you can narrow your audience is with your actual ad copy. Yes, you're going to lose a ton of those interest categories just by picking the housing, but you can still be a little bit creative. And although you can't say, I want to target this ad to people who only make over $80,000 a year, you can include the home price prominently in your ad copy. And that way, those buyers who can't afford that home are going to scroll on by. Basically, Facebook is overly cautious with their targeting after their issue with HUD. And so you have to be a little bit creative, but there is ways around the restrictions on this. And then this is also a super common question that we get all the time. It's how often should we be posting? So people want to know, what's the bare minimum I can post to keep my page looking active and attended to. And this also goes back to what Taylor mentioned about having multiple touch points with your network. You want to consistently remind people that you're around and you want their business. So this quote is from a report that Facebook put out earlier this year, basically pulling back the curtain on how their algorithm works. And so they're basically just saying it's consistency above everything else. But when people push us on, okay, how many posts is that? So our bare minimum that we recommend is 2 times per week. That way, when someone lands on your page, they're never going to see anything that's more than 3 to 4 days old. But basically, it's just what you can keep up with. And then what should you be posting? Basically, we see a lot of agents get caught in the trap of just posting, here's my open house, here's my listing, here's my open house, here's my listing. And you really want to post a variety of content to keep your followers engaged. And so these are just some ideas for other things you can post. And obviously you can turn these ideas into videos as well, like Taylor was saying. That's a really great content type. And so if you can go out and make videos around these topics, then that's perfect. And so obviously it can be hard to come up with solid post ideas on a regular basis. You don't want to bore your followers, but it can be really hard to come up with posts. So these are just some examples of some posts that we put out for our agents. And as I mentioned in the beginning, we do have a discount through Equity Title. So the prices start at $26 a month, and you can get 2, 3, or 4 posts per week on your Facebook business page. And these are the types of posts that you're going to get. We have good images, good captions, emojis, which increase engagement. And you can see that we have an engaging mix of content that's going to go out. And we also highlight local communities. And our agents tell us in the very beginning, I'm targeting Southeast Valley, Northeast Valley, and that will inform the posts that go out on their page. And the other thing that's nice about our service is that every month you receive a content calendar that has every single planned post, and that way you can change anything you'd like to before a post is published. And our agents really like that because they feel like they have full control over everything that's going out on their profile, and they can change and edit anything they'd like to. So this is our website if you are interested in learning more. Obviously, having consistent content going on your page is a huge part of a good Facebook marketing strategy for targeting California buyers and just for reassuring your personal network that you're still active in real estate. So it's a really great tool for all of that. And then I know we're a little bit over, but we need to do the Q&A portion, so I'll pass it back to Nancy and we'll see what questions we can answer for you.
And we've got good time. Do you want to circle back to that luxury question that I was trying to get you to answer about the top 1% targeting luxury?
Yeah. So I mean, what I would probably do is look at the zip codes that are luxury zip codes. If you're trying to target in California, a trick that I use is that if you're trying to target a place and it's going 15 miles out is going to mess it up, you can kind of use the ocean to target a little bit, because if part of your radius is in the ocean, basically that's just not targeted. And so you can try to use that, try to play around with that to target those luxury zip codes. But yeah, it is tough because they have taken away, you used to be able to target by income. And you really can't do that anymore. And so it is a little more tricky, but I mean, you want to think about it holistically, right? You want to write the post with the price prominently in it so that people who can't afford it are going to scroll by. You want to target the luxury zip codes where those people are living. You want to share to groups that have those kind of people in them. It's a whole kind of thing. I don't know if Taylor has anything to add on that.
Yeah, and my only other thing I would add to that too is LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is going to be that more affluent platform where the 1% are going to be more so than on, Facebook or Pinterest, and so really just think about where is that audience. And then Emma definitely had good suggestions on, really putting the price right there in the front, really think about the whole post in a way that's going to attract those types of buyers.
Emma, do you see the one about, I know we should post a business page, but how many more friends on personal page? But I guess she's saying that obviously there's more friends on the personal page. Can you post to both? How about posting to both? Want to address that one?
Yeah, so we get that question a lot because people will say, why am I going to set up a Facebook business page when all my friends are on my personal profile? The thing about your personal profile is that it's not set up as a business page. It doesn't have your contact info. It doesn't have your about section. It's not going to have any of your listings on it. And so we always recommend having a Facebook business page, posting to your Facebook business page, and just sharing from that business page to your personal profile. That way you'll get the posts where they're supposed to be and where it makes sense for them to be. And then you can just share it to your personal network so that you're still reaching those people.
Yep.
And if people have questions on that, I do have videos and stuff.
That's awesome. So if they chose to get you to manage their Facebook page and they gave you the assignment of targeting California buyers, you would kind of focus on that for them, correct? If the,
So,
go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah, so we can't hyper target like that just because, I mean, every real estate agent has a different niche or a different target market that they're trying to reach. And our posts are all planned out ahead of time and it's automated. So basically when you get your content calendar, it's going to have posts like, you know, why it's great to live in Arizona. So you can go in and just type, you know, it's great to live in Arizona. Also, compared to California, our home prices are half or something like that. So you can easily edit and change those captions to target California buyers. But our content is pretty general, just so that it can still apply to everyone.
Okay, good to know. Is it okay to post the same post on your Facebook personal page, business page, and Instagram?
Yes, it is okay and it is recommended, but I would say just be careful with how you're formatting for different platforms, just because something on Instagram that has 30 hashtags in it is going to look weird on Facebook. All of those platforms that are like, you know, post it here and we'll post it everywhere, those always look crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to make sure that you are formatting them correctly for the platform that you're looking at. So that's the only thing I would caution on that one.
Totally agree. If you created a video, that video should go everywhere. It's just the copy that's going to accompany that video should adjust to match that platform, as Emma was saying.
Okay. Let's see, did I miss anything, girls? Do you see anything else, Taylor? I think I got everybody's question.
Oh, I'll type my phone number in here.
Phone number, it looks like.
We're obviously, everybody on the call.
Isn't there a website for formatting?
Oh, yeah, there's tons of websites. I mean, so basically what you're looking for is the specs on like how it's going to display and the ideal image sizes and things like that. There is tons of websites on that. So I'm sure we can send one of those.
And you guys, whoever has joined my calls before, you know I'm pretty good with follow-up. We're going to get you all the contact information for our presenters today and some additional information as well that they're providing. So you will be well taken care of. We're going to give, people are saying thank you. If there's any other additional questions, you can even unmute yourself and just chime in if you like before the 10 o'clock hour hits. So I'll give it another minute or two, see if anybody wants to chime in.
So I just added up a link to the chat. That is a website that can help you with your video to kind of put it in the right formatting for various platforms. It can even help you like add some audio or little text to the videos. So that's just a good little resource.
That's very cool. The chat shows up on the recording, by the way, just so you know. So it is almost 10 and it doesn't look like we have any more questions. You will get the contact information for presenters, as I already mentioned. I really appreciate all the participation today, and I'm sure you all got a lot out of it that will help you with more posts and getting attention from those California buyers, as our topic was all about. And I just want to say, have a great week, everybody, and good luck out there. Great success to you all, and hope to be seeing you soon on another call or something else. And thanks again to the presenters, Taylor and Emma.
Yeah, thank you so much, Nancy. This was great.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. All right, everybody, have a great day. I'm signing off.
Bye, everyone.
All right, bye guys.